Harry. Welcome to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha. We are your hosts, Denise
and Rexy, and we are recording with special support from Council Member Mark Collier.
And we're broadcasting from our galaxy to yours.
May the Force be with you.
Always.
We're going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi tonight, actually. The book Padawan, which is all about it.
It was so good. So good.
I wish I could have taken a nap. I
didn't mean to. I didn't want to.
I was ready to bail out of working. But I also had a lot going on today, and I'm exhausted.
That's fair.
I also don't think it helped that we were out last night at the skate park from 7:30 to 9:30, and we got there and it was still like 92 degrees outside. And
It definitely zapped you.
I'm so tired. So tired.
So I think after this, we should probably be going home and maybe going to bed.
No, I'm gonna watch more Olympics.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
That
fair.
hasn't been helping either.
Well, you can snuggle up on the couch anyway and, maybe have a glass of wine and watch the Olympics.
I'm so ready for the Olympics to be over because
You get some sleep.
yes, I've woken up so early so many times to watch things live.
That's amazing.
So I guess that's on me.
Yeah, probably.
And to not do that, but it is what it is. That's all I have to say about that. Hi, Leo.
Leo, what's up?
Yeah, so I don't know, we've been hanging out.
Yeah.
I guess I should tell people what we're talking about, right?
Didn't you?
I don't know. I
Didn't you
just
just say,
quickly.
well, yeah. Hey, Herd, how's it going? You can also introduce the show, I guess.
Yes, we got.
Rexy.
I have no energy. And we're talking about.
Padawan. Obi-Wan Kenobi as a Padawan.
This was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, it was.
You read it 3 times?
Well, I listened to it 3 times.
Well, okay. I probably could have done another listen through because there's a few times where I spaced out.
Yeah.
I spaced out while listening to space stories.
Yep. It's kind of easy to do, though. I mean,
But I really enjoyed this one. I've been on such a High Republic kick. It's been nice to I've broken it up a lot more this past month. And Padawan was a good,
a ballot cleanser.
Yes. And everybody loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi's the best.
I would have probably not broken it up as much as I have, but man, these holds. I've got my High Republic books on hold through the library mostly, and they're taking forever.
That's whatever. High Republic is on huge demand with the books. I think the Acolyte kind of piqued people's interest.
Oh, okay. Another tell me more about.
Yeah, because those books kind of lead into the Acolyte, which is the end of the High Republic era, so people kind of want to see, what is the High Republic all about, and there's so many books. I'm almost caught up to, release, and...
Really?
Yeah, so I have 2 more books, and then I'm all caught up, so then now I'll have to start the wait of,
Oh, yeah, just waiting for new ones to be written.
Yeah, well...
At least then you won't be waiting for people to, go read. Be waiting for
but then everybody's going to be waiting. So, the most recent High Republic book that came out, Temptation, something. Oh, I can't remember. But it's book 2 of the adult one. Mm-hmm. It's not the library doesn't even have it on audiobook.
Okay.
So I'll have to use my Audible credits for it.
Yeah.
It's been so nice not using them. So I've been
it has been really nice.
Saving up my credits for stuff that's not available, and I'm just yep. I guess I'll have to use it. I'm okay with it.
That's not a bad idea though. I have been using mine on other stuff or getting impatient, and then when Libby doesn't have it, I'm screw it. I'll get it on Audible. I just want to listen.
Like, get me the book.
Yes, give me my High Republic.
You have Spotify too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have Darkness, which was the first book in Phase 3 of High Republic, was actually on Spotify.
Nice.
So I
know,
instead listened to
With
that.
me, I listen to so many other podcasts and stuff that it cuts into my listen time. So I usually can't finish the freaking book before it's hold on.
I'm still trying to figure out, because it's a 15-hour book read, like book time. I don't know if that's like set up book time or just like actual.
Right. I would think probably
time.
normal listening. Like if you listen at normal speed, this is crazy.
That's why I ran into like missing out on the last few chapters of a couple books, which kind of sucks, but it's alright because I have days that are far. But I also I have everything in hard copy.
Yeah, you can't go back and you can miss a chapter or two.
But Libby, all the older Star Wars books, there's no hold time.
Oh, I know. Yes.
So that's why I listened to Bloodline the other day.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. So good. That was the one I said we were going to do originally for this month's book club. I kind of wish we would have done it.
Oh, really? Was it really good?
It was really good.
Nice.
But I like the one that we picked and we're doing, which was
I haven't started it. I don't
haven't
remember what
either.
it's called.
Courtship. Dang it.
I don't remember. Let me look for this first.
The Courtship of Leia, I think. Oh, I am not.
Yeah, it was another Michael recommendation. Is that right?
Did you recommend that too? I don't know.
Or were you just like, hey, this is the one I want to do for this birthday?
Yeah, I think it might have been both. I can't remember. I posted a picture of it in the book club. Book club chat.
Yeah, the Courtship of Princess Leia.
Courtship of Princess Leia. That is one of my all-time favorite essential Legends books that I have multiple copies of.
Very cool.
An old hardback, an old paperback, a new paperback. I like both books.
Yeah. I'm excited about that one.
It's fun. It is a completely... So you're used to the new story of Han and Leia.
Yeah.
This is her courting other guys.
Oh my god.
To eventually
oh, I love it. Okay.
Get to Han.
Okay.
Yeah. People trying to win over Leia.
That's gonna be so fun.
Completely different than what you're used to. So
you've already listened to it.
I've read it.
Oh, you have already.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to reread it because I got the essentials covers. Because for my birthday, Matt said, "Here, we're going to Barnes and Noble. You have a minute to run through the entire store.
That's one of the...
Take out whatever book you want." And $300 later, several piles of books. That was one of them.
A minute is a long time when you have a good idea of what you want.
Yeah, and especially when you're like, "I want this whole book series." You're like, "Oof." Or Owen, he's like, "My arms are gonna break." Build up some muscles.
Right, here you go. Carry some more books, kid.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So I've been into scootering and skateboarding. We're gonna get to book chat, but I really wanted to talk about this story because it does tie into Star Wars. Because he is my little my foundling Padawan or foundling Mando. He said the most Mando thing ever at the skate park.
Okay.
And so he's really sweet. Whenever kids fall or other people fall, he always goes up and he's like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Aww.
And there's this one kid who's probably 6 or 7. He fell. He was crying, and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. And he's still crying. And the kid just looks him dead in the eye and is like, "Are you dying?" He's like, the kid's like, "No." He's like, "Okay." And then he walks away. I don't know why. I feel like that's something different.
Are you dying? All right. Catch up.
I feel like that's something Vin would say.
I think so too.
You know where he got it from? You,
Matt. It wouldn't have surprised me if it was been you. To be perfectly honest.
No, it was 100% Matt. But I guess yeah. We've only been chatting here for 10 minutes. But yeah, Padawan. Whew, okay.
Was was so good. So it was who wrote this one?
Kiersten. Wait, yeah.
So this was all about Obi-Wan as a Padawan to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
It was like, and it doesn't take over a long period. It's literally like a week of like Obi-Wan's life, but it's very interesting. I don't know about you, but I always found Obi-Wan to be like very sure of himself.
Yeah.
So reading this story, it is a young adult, so it does kind of always. I feel like young adult books tend to deal more with like mentally like overcoming
Coming of age type of stuff.
And
right.
so
there was a lot of that in this.
Was not sure of himself at all. He had so many doubts. And what really struck me, I did not know this. Qui-Gon Jinn did not pick Obi-Wan to be his Padawan, which is
Yoda asked him to.
So weird because part of the whole process is the Jedi Master picking the Padawan and having that connection and that special bond.
Yep.
And
that didn't happen. Yoda asked him to train Obi-Wan. And, I mean, Yoda freaking knows everything. He was right to do that.
Do you think
But it was also like, oh, this is a major deviation. And when Obi-Wan found out,
it like shook his world.
Wonder.
Because he was already like feeling like no connection with Qui-Gon. He's like, does he really want me? Like,
why would he pick me? Am I pushing him out of the order?
And then to find, because
is he gonna go off with freaking Dooku?
Because this is right after Dooku leaves.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize he just set him like he just left the order, kind of like a way seeker would. To
me neither.
So
this was really interesting to find out that it was like, oh, not bad blood, like. No bad blood. He was still very welcome in the temple.
Yeah.
And they did business with him.
I definitely learned a lot from this. And so, Kenobi was questioning, is Qui-Gon also going to leave like Dooku and kind of follow the path of a way seeker and choose his own, like, line? Path to follow. I feel like I used path like 5 times.
I know. But just like leaving the structured order.
Anyway. Yeah. And following his own path.
But he was just stressed out about it. He's like, man, this is my fault. Like, I'm such a bad Jedi Padawan that my master didn't pick me and he doesn't want me and he doesn't even want to be here anymore.
I felt so bad for him. But like, so it was interesting. Like, we're not going. I don't want to bring this part up yet because it totally goes to the end of it.
Okay.
But the fact that like, and Kenobi was really trying to reach out to Qui-Gon a lot. It felt like, and just kind of. I don't know how I feel about Qui-Gon in this whole like situation, but I think he was kind of. Qui-Gon is Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And Qui-Gon we trust. Qui-Gon knows what he's doing.
Like, even when you kind of want to be like, what the fluff are you doing? That doesn't make sense.
And I think
he's got a plan, and it's a good one.
And I think he picked up on Kenobi's like doubts.
Oh well, what he said, and I know we'll talk about it at the end, but
like I think he picked
what
up
he
on
said is definitely
So like he just ghosted Kenobi
though. Just straight up was like, figure it out.
So
the whole time Kenobi's like stressed out that his master has gone off with Dooku and that's why he didn't show up.
So like Kenobi's like, hey, I found this like star map by this Jedi named Orla. I love the Orla call out. I adore Orla, and that's what also made him start to think about, because she was a way seeker.
Yep.
And thinking that maybe Qui-Gon would be a way seeker. But I want to know what happened between the High Republic and this era as to why they don't
why they don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
because they really don't. Like, they don't
just
see
not
that anymore.
And even like Kenobi made a comment about like it's not a common practice anymore like it used to be. And so he was so excited to show this with like Qui-Gon and to go on this mission, and then Qui-Gon's like, yeah, set it up. And then
go by yourself. You're not coming.
He didn't do it yourself. He just did it so well. He was like,
door. Like,
Do I not?
what do I do?
He goes on the mission himself, and I love that. And I just
was like, okay, bye.
I got this. We'll do this. Like, but I think that was like the first step for Obi-Wan to kind of, I think, find his footing.
Believe in himself.
Yeah,
That was a good job on his own path.
Yeah, find his own footing, and because he had to take the initiative to just go.
Yeah.
Like, and he just up and left.
And then he was on his own. He had to make the decisions. He had to figure stuff out, and he did. I mean, like,
But the whole like,
he had to make some really difficult decisions, and I think that was perfect because at the end of it, he was very confident in himself and in the fact that he wanted to be a Jedi.
and so him going to this planet, he thinks he meets a bunch of Force users, and they're all like his age.
Yes, he's
They're
a
all
great, cool friend.
Like, a
Get
bunch
it?
of teenagers hanging out, doing all these different. He's like, "How are you jumping like that?" And they're like, "How are you jumping like that?"
Right?
Obviously, I was like, okay, there is some sort of like something's going on here for
Yes.
all of these kids to know how to like force jump and climb and speed run. All these like
There's
Jedi.
no way there's this entire little colony of Jedi secreted away in the middle of nowhere training
Children.
kids. Like, it's not a
Children just
thing.
left on the planet because all the adults
I
left,
know.
and so they were abandoned,
Yep.
and they had to survive themselves and figure it out. And
The parents screwed them over by like turning the whole planet against them. Let me tell you how wild it was reading a book where like literally the entire planet is out to kill you. Whole
I mean,
planet.
yeah, the plants, the rocks, the earthquake,
The ground would just open up in some places.
and just fall and have to stop themselves. But it was like a wild ride. But it was a great place for Kenobi to go to find himself because these kids were so sure of themselves and they were so confident. They're like, yeah, we know how to survive. We are here doing this.
Yep.
Like, and which is so complete opposite of Kenobi because he was like, I don't know if I belong in the Jedi. Do I just leave the Jedi? Do I ask for another master? Do I just never go back to Coruscant? Like, do I just stay here and hang out with them? Because he did have a connection, like, with one of the girls.
Yeah.
There. Like, it was, like, a deep connection. And I think he also caused her to question things. But then she's like, I can't. We can't leave the planet. Like, we need to stay here and do our
Our
thing.
parents fought for this and they died for us to be able to stay here.
And
Like, your parents also did this to you, though.
yeah. Yeah.
Listen. And I do love that at the finale of that, they were able to turn things around and he was able to get them to be in harmony again for a minute. Enough, that it was like, yeah, this is exactly the reason. Like, because for just a minute, they're in harmony. It was okay.
And they didn't want to believe it though. They were just like,
Mhm.
because they just felt, because everything had been so hostile towards them on this planet, they didn't want to believe that, which is why they have these powers, just because they need to get in and out, do their, whatever it was, I can't remember what they were doing to get like their food and their resources.
They were eating those, like, glowing orbs.
Something.
Yeah.
But Kenobi was like, no, the planet won't attack you if you just like respect it and like get in tune with it. And I always felt like Kenobi kind of had this like calming presence around him. We see that a little in like the prequels, kind of with some of the like creatures that he interacts with. And Ethiopia.
I think, animals really pick up on our energy, and I don't think Star Wars creatures are any different. And Obi-Wan is good. He's a good human with good intentions and good vibes. And I think that makes, creatures really comfortable around him because they can feel like he's not a threat. He's not here to hurt me. He's not here to kill me.
Yeah, he genuinely wants to do good.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how he's going to do it yet, but he wants to do good at this point.
Yeah.
And they were just like, but like, it was so crazy because these kids were just like so anti-trying anything different. They were like, nope, it's this way, it has to be that way, until they saw him like interact with the plants and walk out, and then just they
Not be hurt.
Yeah, they were like,
Like, they only try to hurt me when I'm with you.
is this? And then when they went down, because he went to go get the orbs with them,
Uh-huh.
that's when the
And
planet.
he felt and heard the screaming. The planet started screaming.
So to get these powers, they were pulling. It was like out of the water or something. I read it kind of like an egg. I don't know.
That's what it seemed like to me, just like a round glowing egg. And they were just like, boop, 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 boop.
They'd eat it, so they have all these special like powers. And Kenobi was like, "Oh, okay. You don't have the force flowing through you. That is you just ingesting the planet."
Yep. You have ingested the planet's force, and it's upset about it.
You're harming it, and that is why it's attacking you.
And now it wants to eat you.
And I think that's also like another way like Kenobi starts to see kind of how everything works together too.
Mhm.
Because he was always complaining about how Qui-Gon would be like, "You gotta meditate," and spend
Right?
all this time meditating, and Obi-Wan was just not having.
He's not any good at it. Like, he can't get himself to get into that, like, headspace, and he's just like, ugh.
I don't like meditating. I don't either. Obi-Wan like.
It's hard. I sit down to meditate and I fall asleep.
I know you fell asleep today.
I know.
You weren't even
I wasn't
meditating.
even meditating. I was
sat
painting. I was
Which
painting.
could be like a source of like.
It is kind of meditative for me. It is very
You
good.
just passed out.
Yep. I'm so glad that I woke up when I did, because you'd have been like walking in and waking me up.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, you gotta wake up, we gotta record. Okay, I'm going.
You just hit your elbow. I hit my elbow at work today. I went to turn around and knocked my desk and like my whole desk and
No.
and they're like, "You're right over there, Denise." I'm like, "Nope,
Ow.
nope, I think I need to go home." And then my coworker was like, "You don't get out easily." Fine, I'll stay.
Yes, I'll stay.
But yeah, it was just so interesting him coming to terms with that. But what did you think about the uncle that showed back up on the planet? The kids thought they were being saved, and he was like, "I'm just here for the orbs,
Right?
and then I'm gonna leave you guys here again."
They were so excited, and then it was just like, oh man, betrayal. I mean, like, brutal betrayal.
Okay, so there was something I did want to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I did a TikTok about this like a couple weeks ago, back when Acolyte was still airing,
Okay.
and I compared Obi-Wan to Soul.
Okay.
So
I
in
don't
this
know if I saw that one. I don't think I've seen it, so I don't know. You're
It's a good one. So in this book, part of Obi-Wan Kenobi figuring himself out is how to follow the Force and how to let the Force lead him and guide him.
Yeah.
And it's him realizing in this book, he realizes you have to let the Force guide your emotions instead of your emotions guiding the Force. And so what they're saying is you can be emotional as a Jedi. There's no realistic possibility in the world that you can just not have emotions. Like, that's just, everybody has emotions, and that's just fact.
Right.
So it's
If
a
you're
matter
the one,
of,
then it's usually kind of a sign of psychosis,
so
and that leads to bad stuff.
so Obi-Wan was realizing that, well, I can have all these emotions, I can't let it dictate how I use the Force. I have to use the Force to dictate how my emotions react to it. And so Obi-Wan learns this beautifully in this book. Like, it was such this emotional transformation for him to come to terms with that. And like, when I read this, it was right after we watched one of the last few episodes of The Acolyte.
Okay.
And then it made me think of Soul. Where Soul was the opposite of Kenobi, where he let his emotions dictate how he used the Force instead of the Force guiding his emotions. Because if he would have used the Force to guide his emotions, especially, it was episode 6 when we see the Jedi view of Because
And he's like, I want this so bad.
I want her
Do
as a
whatever to make it
Padawan.
happen.
I want to save them.
I
But
want.
had But had he used the Force, I think the whole thing would have been approached differently.
Yeah.
And so,
And probably everyone wouldn't have died. I mean,
so Soul gives into his emotions, and that's where it also comes in with the dark side.
yeah.
Everything is led by your emotions. Your emotions lead the Force, where the Jedi, the Force leads your
Yeah.
emotions. And so we see this extreme difference in
Yeah.
temperament.
And then, of course, with Obi-Wan, he learns.
Yeah.
He learns and he figures it out. It makes him stronger. It makes him more confident. It makes him much more sure of his place in the Jedi Order.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fun to watch him go, like, just in little increments, like, from a Padawan until, like, he's grown enough that you see glimpses of, like, the Obi-Wan that we know and that we love and respect so much.
You definitely see that.
Qui-Gon knows what he's doing. Even when you're like, what are you doing?
So yeah,
He knows what he's doing.
Qui-Gon,
Yeah, I wanted to segue back into that.
Yes.
I want to talk about it.
like my favorite thing from the book. So Kenobi realizes, I am going to go back to the Order. Whatever happens, but I want to do good. I want to protect people. I want to promote peace in the galaxy. I want to go back. So he goes back. And as soon as he lands, there's Qui-Gon.
Yeah. He's like, I can explain.
And he's like, oh,
Did we hear it?
I just overslept. Like, no, you didn't. Qui-Gon purposely didn't show up to force Obi-Wan to go. And I also think it was Qui-Gon's way of pushing, because Obi-Wan was such a rule follower.
Yeah.
Very, this is how things are done, and Qui-Gon is not. That was
He's always taking on the council, arguing with him.
Which is part of the reason why I think Obi-Wan, or Yoda, kind of pushes them together, because he sees that balance between the two of them. Because Master and a Padawan
them a lot.
are supposed
needed it
to balance each other out, but that was Qui-Gon's way to push him out and be like, yeah, think rule breaker.
Right.
Think outside the box.
Look
Think
what good things
yourself.
can happen.
Rely
Do
on
you
the
have the
Force.
quote? Do you have the quote that he said? Because Kenobi gets off the plane, he's like, did you intend for me to go alone? And Qui-Gon is like, you mean, did I send my Padawan on an unsanctioned... what is it? Did I send my Padawan on an unsanctioned...
I have the book right here.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
I do know what you're talking about.
That's the one, where we really find out, oh yeah, you did this on purpose to let him have a chance to, get some confidence in himself.
But
it's such a good quote. Just give us a second.
This is also, Qui-Gon, pushing it.
Here it is. He said, did I send my Padawan alone into the galaxy to a planet we have no real records of, hoping that a break from his rigid adherence to rules and training would remind him that there is more to the Force than any data file can teach, hoping that he would face true adversity and come back with newfound balance and determination, hoping that he would at last be able to connect to the Force once he stopped trying so hard? Certainly not. I merely slipped in. And as far as the council is concerned, you never went on an unsanctioned mission, and I definitely did not know about it and let it happen.
Okay, you can tell me all about your adventure.
I love that scene because it is so Qui-Gon. It's so man, you're never gonna get this with me. You're gonna, you know what? I know what you need. Go figure it out.
Need to be you need to get away to figure it out.
He had to learn that he could stand alone on his own 2 feet with his own judgment, his own skills, and come out of it and do the right thing and be okay. And he learned.
And learn that not everything can be planned out, and to rely on the Force to guide him.
Yeah.
Because he wanted everything to go a certain way, follow the certain orders. None of that happened.
He had to just kind of go with the flow, and
he had to adjust,
figure it out.
Oh, those are cute.
I went to lunch with Amber today. She had a couple hours, and a little mystery about it. Kuromi's my favorite. Kuromi and Kuroki, they're my favorite. I don't know what to do with them. I only have 3 of them.
Let's make earrings. Oh, But this was a very fun book. It was very lighthearted. It was an easy read. And sometimes I don't know about you, but I don't always want like super deep.
Right. Sometimes the young
philosophical
adults, the
things.
kids' books are nice. Yeah.
And it's nice to kind of just have this easy read and be like, oh, that was a good journey for us.
Yeah.
I like that journey for you, everyone. And
it's like, if young adults, teenagers, kids are reading this, it's good lessons for them to learn. It's good to see, like, this character that Star Wars fans tend to look up to. Like, he's got it down, he's sure of himself, he knows what he's doing. Oh, but let's take a glimpse into a part of his life when he had no idea if he was good enough to do this thing that he wanted to do. You know, it's a nice, just little, like, you can do this.
it humanizes the Jedis. And
Yeah.
the Jedi. There's no S.
Hey! Heaven! Heaven, how's it going? Echo. Listening while finishing oil change number 2. Oh, yeah, Kevin just sent me here.
Did he send you a picture of it?
He did. I'm going to share it to my screen. Let me send it over to STD.
But Obi-Wan is a favorite. You can't go wrong with a favorite. And seeing it, like, it just dive more into his story. Just like anything with Princess Leia. I love anything with Princess Leia. If you haven't read Bloodline, totally recommend it. It's Claudia Gray.
Oh! She is the best. Okay.
I love that is
Freaking love
one
Claudia Gray.
author who totally gets
Yeah.
Star
She gets
Wars.
Star Wars. She gets the characters, and she is so good.
I
at
also
it.
like Tessa. She's wrote the book that you're going to read next in the High Republic.
Nice.
And I also
Okay.
like George Mann, who's done a lot of the High Republic books too. He's great. There's several authors. Oh, and Timothy Thought. Like, there's so many like Star Wars. They're all so good. They're all so good.
Here's the beauty.
There it is.
Yeah, I love Claudia Gray. I love all of the stuff
Everything's fine on
that
there.
she. Yep. I checked. Everything's okay. Look at that. There's
Oh,
Kevin
Kevin.
doing an oil change.
I actually need to go get one from Target, an oil change. I still haven't gotten one
Oh.
after driving to California and back.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
3,000-mile road trip. Matt's going to St. Peters, Missouri next weekend.
Yu-Gi-Oh stuff there.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Is he in a tournament?
Yeah. That's what he wanted to do for his birthday, because his birthday is next weekend.
Mhm.
He's like, can I take your car? I'm like, I have something going on Saturday. He's like, yeah, you can take mine. I hate driving.
What do you have on top?
The birthday party, not this Saturday, next Saturday, the dinner for...
Oh, yeah. Okay. That is next Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I hate driving his car. He has a little Rio, and I have my, like, SUV.
Yeah.
You guys.
It's fine. But if you change your mind, and you
I
want to,
know.
then you'll be able to drink too if you want to. Yeah, that's fair. You won't be getting there early. Won't be getting there early and might end up staying.
Yeah, and so...
You
yeah.
get there early and leave a little bit early.
I'll be home.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so- I'll just have a glass of wine when I get home. So.
Speaking of the weekends, though, this weekend,
Woo! Look at
Oklahoma Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are in town, make sure and stop by. Come by the booth. Star Wars clubs are going to have Kamalu there as well. Our Western China viewers. It's going to be so much fun. Oklahoma Comic-Con was so fun last year.
I'm super excited. We really enjoyed the convention last year, and
Mhm.
I'm super glad that we got a fan table this year for
Yeah.
the podcast.
Me too.
We will be doing some probably live streaming from the event.
We'll be doing our tabletops as normal. We're also going to be raising money for ROS. So come by and donate to ROS through our table. You'll get to spin a prize wheel and get some goodies.
Yes. I think we're gonna have a backdrop and take some fun little photos. I still gotta put all our stuff together this week.
You got this. We'll
We
be
got a few
fine.
days.
I'm going to finish making stuff for the prize wheel and get
I do
things
have a
ready
prize
for-
wheel though at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, we got that taken care of.
Very cool.
But
It'll
yeah,
be
we'll
fun.
be giving away stickers. We'll be hanging out and having fun. Make sure to come and see us if you are going. support the different charities there because the Star Wars groups will also be supporting
Restore Hope.
Restore Hope.
Restore Hope. And they're a local charity, local to Tulsa. And they work with kids and families on like kind of the whole being, if that makes sense, like mental, spiritual, emotional, physical care. So if it's shelter, if they need counseling services, if they whatever it is, this organization works to get them what they need. So we're raising money for them through Star Wars.
Are you dressing up at all this year? I don't think
I don't think so. I think we're probably gonna be too busy doing our stuff.
I thought about it,
I did too.
and then I was
To
like,
get
well,
another troop in, but
Maker Fair is like 2 weekends after, so I'll just wear my costume at Maker Fair. That's a fun event too.
Yeah. I wonder if it's too late for us to get a big
I mean, you can reach out to them.
Maker Fair might be a fun one to do this time.
Yeah, because we can share with them how to like record podcasts and stuff like that. That would be cool.
Because it's digital making. I mean,
yeah, we can look into it.
and if not, we can maybe do a trip.
I haven't done a single trip this year.
It's time. It's time.
The motivation to get in costume has been really low.
Yeah, I hear you.
Really low, but I don't know.
Kevin says I'm just buying a weekend pass. It's $50. Oh, okay. So you're not gonna sign up and do any shifts with ROS or Star
You
Wars?
can come hang out at the table with us.
Yeah.
But don't scare people away.
Yeah, so depending what costume you're deciding to wear.
Love your comment.
If it's a family-friendly costume.
Oh, I'm just talking about his crazy ass shit.
Oh. I was talking about maybe the costumes that are coming in show. You might scare people away. Yes, but not required to be on time. Oh, okay. So you're just gonna hang out and help and.
I can respect that, Kevin, because I think that's what's been so hard for me, especially to do like conventions. I think especially in costume, is that I feel like it's such a like
rigid.
And the last time I kidded down 15 minutes early.
There were some things, things we don't have to go into that, but that convention is like that.
Yeah,
it always is. But this one, it didn't seem to be that way.
This one, yeah, it was super relaxed last year. Because I actually helped out at the table, but I also really like helping out at the table for the costume groups because I like.
You're really good at it.
I like talking about the clubs. I like finding out what people, how they want to get involved, and share with them what we do with the public. And so I like talking to people, and I know a lot of people in the costuming groups don't like to do that.
Right. They get intimidated, like, if they don't have a costume on, it's like, I don't know, like, people are very introverted.
Yeah.
And
so which is
social
fine.
awkwardness and some nervousness.
The costume, wearing my costume all the time, so I'm like, I will talk up the club like nobody's business. I will sit there for hours. I will chat.
Like, this is a fantastic booth babe.
I love it. So I
did get you a Star Wars shirt that says booth babe for when you're
and I will talk it up. And it's so funny because you'll see people in the background like chatting, and I'm like, hey, talk to us.
Because the other guys are like, I'll take pictures if I don't have to say anything. You can shoot me with a gun or with a Nerf gun.
And I'm like,
you can shoot me with a Nerf gun.
I'll tell you where to sign up for the next class. Here's all our social media links. Here's what we do. Yeah, it's just fun. I love talking. It's my favorite thing to do at the conventions. I'd much rather do that than dress up.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited to talk to people. It'll be fun. Ooh, we need to come up with questions to ask people at the Star Wars.
Yep. So if you guys have some ideas for those, send them in. Computer is dying, and we've been talking for 40 minutes, so probably about time for that.
Yeah. We'll have some fun questions. But easy, short ones. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have some ideas, send them to us, and maybe you'll hear them. On next week's episode. No.
Thank you.
Kevin would like to know if you can milk a Rancor.
Kevin, I'm gonna hit you upside the head.
He does have that professional
I
toy
know.
milker shirt.
I know. He is showing me his shirt.
I made
I do
it.
need a booth, babe.
Yeah, you do need a booth shirt.
Booth. Booth, not.
Yes.
I feel like when I say it doesn't necessarily sound like I'm saying booth. Part of my problem is, coming from Southern California, I talk really
fast.
really fast, and so like my words just kind of get all jumbled up. I just get jumbled. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we've wrapped this up. We'll do it again. Come see us at the con this weekend. Join our Discord. Join our Patreon. Join our social medias. And
From our galaxy to yours, we would do you.
Thank you for listening to Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha, written and produced by Denise McKay.
Edited and produced by Rexy Jupiter. Original logo design by Tyler Rigney.
Intro and outro music is provided by the Galactic Empire.
You can find us on all streaming platforms at Travel and Bantha.
And join our Discord for fun-filled galaxy chats.
You can also sign up for our Patreon starting at just $3. You get exclusive episodes, merch, behind the scenes, and more.
And a special thanks to all our Jedi Knight members and higher. We have Rooney, Michael Beavers, Mark Collier, and James Peake. From our galaxy to yours,
May the Force be with you.
always.